Avengers 4. Russos, aware of the dangers of overpowered Captain Marvel. Directors Joe and Anthony Russo acknowledge the dangers of overpowering Captain Marvel in the newest superhero in the MCU. Brie Larson's Carol Danvers is set to debut in her origin film First Captain Marvel, before eventually joining the Earth's mightiest heroes' quest to take down Thanos, Josh Brolin, in the Phase 3 capper. Not much is known regarding the plot specifics of the film, something that Marvel Studios is intentionally doing. The MCU will wrap up its 22-film narrative with Endgame. There have been 2 sneak peeks for the flick so far, providing fans an idea on what the world looks like after the decimation. The remaining heroes, particularly the core 6 Avengers, are expected to reassemble, but with Thanos wielding the Infinity Gauntlet complete with all 6 Infinity Stones. Fortunately for them, the most powerful hero in the franchise will soon join the battle. They will need all the help they can get in order to take him down. But it turns out Captain Marvel's immense power posed some challenges on how she can be used in the movie. After sitting out Avengers: Infinity War, Danvers will play a primary role in Endgame. But according to the Russo brothers during a recent interview with Cinema Blend, they had to be smart in incorporating someone as powerful as Captain Marvel in the film because often teams. It's always a concern of us about overpowering characters because the reason that people relate to these characters is their humanity. And that fear-flawed audience members have a hard time relating to them. And the reason we love working so much with Captain America was that he was limited and his heart was his superpower. You know, so we're all acutely aware of the dangers of having an overly powerful character. But we like sensitive storytelling, so we found a thoughtful way through it. That's what kind of fires us up, I think, on a storytelling level, to be honest with you. Because when you do have powerful characters, you have to work that much harder to find their vulnerabilities and complexities. And Joe was mentioning on a storytelling level and keep the stakes high, because that's where those characters are vulnerable. And actually, that makes for great drama, and you run in that direction. As storytellers, that's been one of the most fun things we've had working with these characters, is figuring out ways into them where they are vulnerable and they aren't all powerful. Details about Danvers are still scant at the moment. But it's safe to say that however the Russos utilized the character in Endgame to make sure that she's relatable hinges on what happens in Captain Marvel. Right now, the only link she has to the Avengers is Nick Fury, Samuel L. Jackson, and even he was affected by the decimation. Things will be clearer once the public learns of her backstory and her current whereabouts, not to mention the reason why she's been missing in action for decades. If anything, fans can revel on the fact that Marvel Studios has a great track record in humanizing their heroes. The Russos, in particular, have exhibited time and time again that they know how to ground their characters in a way that fans can be emotionally invested in them. However, as powerful as Captain Marvel is, the final blow on Thanos needs to come from the core Avengers or Nebula, Karen Gillan, basically someone who has a personal grudge on him. That way, it doesn't feel like Danvers just swooped in and took care of all the Thanos-related problem by herself. She's the future of the MCU, and she has a lot of coming opportunities to save the universe. But since is the culmination of everything that has transpired in the franchise in the last decade, it's only fitting that this mission is accomplished by those who have been around since the beginning. Source: Cinema Blend.